Hi everyone, hope you're all good. Today we're reviewing something that I saw an advert for online and I thought, is that good? Is that useful? And part of me thought it was a complete waste of time and the other part of me thought, actually, this sounds pretty good to me. It's called the String Butler. Okay, so just take a look at that little beast. The idea is that you put it on your guitar neck and it spaces out the strings slightly better. I have noticed quite often recently that when I'm tuning the G string, for example, it doesn't seem to matter how many times you kind of slowly edge it into where it should be. It kind of sometimes does a little ping noise and then it goes over the note, under the note. And I'm just wondering if something like this might help. So this is the version 3, which is supposed to be for Les Pauls. So I'm going to open it up and give it a go on the old guitar. Nice of them to include a little plectrum in there. And this was quite expensive when I bought it. It was about I think it was £46, although you can get various different prices of it all over the internet, but that was the cheapest that I could find, which I think is quite expensive really for what you're getting. But then again, if it saves you a lot of faff, maybe it is worth it. So that is what we're playing with here. It's worth saying that if you have vintage tuners, you need an adapter kit to make it work, which I don't have, thankfully for me, but just bear that in mind. So I'm going to cheat here because I don't really need a new pair of strings on this at the moment, but I'm going to loosen these up and then I'm going to attach this String Butler, which is what it says you shouldn't do, but hey ho. There you go, look, you see those two black washers on those two tuners there? So I've just loosened those two strings because I'm trying to cheat the system. Okay, so I've given up trying to cheat the system and accepted that I do have to change the strings of the guitar, which is fine. I suppose I knew it was going to go that way, but I just wanted to see if it could be done. So this is the moment where we actually attach the String Butler to the guitar, which we're supposed to do above like that. Okay, so it just sits loosely. Not loving the fact that it covers where it says Les Paul, which is one thing. Oh man, so I've just discovered that you can't actually just put this on top like this, which I was really hoping you were going to do with the washers. You actually have to put the whole lot underneath these bits here. So I'm going to be getting a monkey wrench. Someone should really write a song about a monkey wrench. To be honest with you, I'm not that happy about doing this. Like, it seems a little bit excessive to actually take that whole thing out. But hey ho, we're here now. So what you're supposed to do is put the washer on both sides, and then once the washer's actually on, you put your String Butler, that's what it's called. Swing and a miss. You put your String Butler over it like that, and then you re-tighten with your washers going back on like that on top. Seems a little bit much to me, to be honest with you, but like I say, we've started, so we'll finish. So I've tightened it up. The strings are now going to go back on. Luckily I've got locking tuners, so it should make it a little bit less of a faff. Maybe just a little bit quicker. But anyway, I'll do that process and then we'll get to the next bit of the video. It does look quite smart actually, to be honest with you. And a real important note that I discovered was when you're putting the strings actually onto it, make sure that they're sitting in that position, so against this silver rolling nut type thing. You can see they all need to go against that rather than sitting above or below. Okay, well the strings have been butlered and this is what they kind of look like now. So yeah, I'll tune it up properly and give it a good old go and see if it's noticeably better or not. So I've tuned up perfectly. I get the feeling though that it's going to go out very quickly. It's already quite out of tune just from a few bends. And also, there's something else I've noticed. You've got these strings arranging here properly, but it doesn't actually help the top and bottom strings in any way, really. So yes, you don't get that horrible clicking sound sometimes you get when you're tuning your G string. The runners are very smooth. But to be honest, for the price, 46 quid or so, it's very, very expensive for what it is. And I also don't love the fact that the Les Paul logo is covered up. I mean, okay, if you've got an Epiphone, you might not be so bothered or whatever, but for me, I don't know if I can recommend it, but having said that, if you're really struggling with tuning, it might just make it a little bit smoother. But you know, playing guitar, a lot of it is about how it looks, and for me, not necessarily something I'd recommend. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this little mini review of the String Butler. It's time to put it, though, back in its box.